Hi, I'm Silver. If you don't know me, I run a channel mostly about art and stuff, but I sometimes make video essays. But anyways, I recently had my first D&D campaign, or, well, my first session. So, first up, me. I played a warlock named Sir Oranos, who was really fond of the idea of knightlyhood and heroism. I was also a plastic suit of armor, but that's just lore stuff and. Anyways, next, we have the wizard, aka John Necromancer Smith. Legal name, by the way. He really wants to be a necromancer after his cat was brought back to life and then killed again. It happens. And we've got a bard too. There's a lot of D&D memes about bards, I notice. I don't even remember what he was named though. But no joke, those memes about the player who's constantly trying to do something funny and off-rail the plot? That's him. That's our bard. Pretty sure he spent 20 minutes trying to get a shotgun from the tavern keeper. But moving on, we have our monk cleric multiclasser. Literally has the longest written backstory out of all of us, and that's not saying a lot. He was named Percival the Butler. And, his former master, bleh, 6 feet under. Anyways, we also got a rogue. They were called Mr. I'm with the Nerds. Anyways, they're there because of Rent. And I'm pretty sure the name is some sort of meta joke, whether it's because it's D&D, the titular Nerds game, or because how John Smith said it. It was because the party was mostly spellcasters. I think one of the big highlights are from before the campaign even started. Percival over here arrived last, and then the rest of us decided to pretend we were not there, which was pretty funny considering one of us was literally wearing a wizard hat. In fact, it was only when someone sent him a picture of us looking at him did he realize we were there already. Okay, how about some in-session moments? Like I mentioned earlier, our bard spent 20 minutes trying to get the tavern keeper to hand over his shotgun. Well, he fails, but he buys some brownies. And then we have Mr. I'm with the Nerds trying to constantly go fishing. And back to those brownies, they were edibles. And you know how we found out? After Percival fed those brownies to goblins with nut allergies, he ate them. And we ended the session after we fought an emo lunatic necromancer. Actually, the DM was making his character sheet while we were in the middle of battle. And then after defeating the boss, we went back to the tavern and the bard killed Percival. Good times. And then after we declared the session was over, we all gathered round the DM, thanked him for a great session, then immediately started planning when the next one would be. Good times. 10 out of 10 session, probably would attend another. Also, I'd like to say how most of this session I was doodling moments from the role-playing. I'll throw some of them up on screen just so you can see. They're really funny, in my opinion. Anyways, you can leave now. Goodbye.